everyone. Hello, this is David Nima and welcome to another episode of Tip Top Startups. I'm your host, David Nima. I'm an attorney and a startup consultant, and I've written two books, Tip Top Startups and Tip Top Trademarks, to help the next generation of entrepreneurs reduce risk as they are embarking in their entrepreneurial endeavors, whether it is filing for a trademark or launching a technology startup company. One of these two books should be able to help you out. Check them out on Amazon. In today's episode, we are going to be discussing maximizing your trademark investment after the trademark registration has been issued. Now, so if you guys have been watching our videos or going through the trademark process yourself, you know that the trademark process is a lengthy process. It has to go through several steps, the application, from the moment that you file your application until the moment that it is evaluated by the trademark office, and then finally goes through and becomes a registered trademark, and you get what's called a certificate of registration. That is a process that has to kind of work itself out. However, once you get the certificate of registration, your tasks as a trademark owner are not finished by any means. You still have some things that you want to do to best protect your trademark in the marketplace. So we're going to talk about that in this blog. One of the first things that I want you to think about in terms of once you get the registered trademark is the use of the R symbol, the registered trademark symbol. It's also called the circle R symbol. Now, this symbol is regulated in terms of that you cannot use the circle R symbol until you have actually received your certificate of registration. Therefore, before you get the certificate of registration, you're well advised to not use the circle R symbol, but instead use the TM symbol, the little TM that you see maybe up here, for example, this TM symbol. The circle R symbol is strictly reserved for companies who have registered their trademark. So one of the first things that you want to do as soon as you get your certificate of registration is to put the world on notice that not only is this your trademark, but that it's also a US registered trademark. And people who know that if you're using the circle R symbol, you have a registered trademark, and therefore you have enhanced protection on that trademark, and it can serve as a deterrent for anybody who may want to think about potentially copying your trademark or using something similar to your trademark. So as I discussed, you have enhanced remedies and enhanced damages and protection in the event that you are suing somebody for trademark infringement after your trademark has been registered. So that's another kind of step that happens after registration, is this enhancement of remedies, the enhancement of damages that you otherwise don't have until you have received your certificate of registration. Next up is public notice and credibility. Essentially, as I mentioned before, once you have the circle R on the trademark, on your brand, and of course your trademark is registered in the United States Patent and Trademark Office database, then you have what's called presumptive notice of trademark ownership, and you have basically the entire world or the entire United States is on what's called constructive notice of your trademark rights. And that means that whether or not they have actual notice, whether or not they actually know that you own this trademark, the law says that the other person has a duty to know. They should have known, because your trademark is now listed in the register as a registered trademark in the USPTO database. Therefore, this kind of constructive notice of trademark protection attaches as soon as the trademark is issued. And, again, the rest of the world or the rest of the American companies are responsible for gaining what's called actual notice of your trademark rights. I mean, it's listed there in the database. Therefore, if anyone goes on there and they search the database, they should be able to find your trademark. So that is another advantage to the registered trademark after the trademark is registration is issued. Another question here is, how long does a trademark registration last? Now, this can be a little bit confusing because legally speaking, trademark rights never expire. Okay, trademarks are one of the only types of intellectual property, in addition to trade secrets, but just looking at trademarks, brand names and logos and slogans, trademarks never expire. They are protected for as long as the trademark is being used in the marketplace. Some famous examples of really old trademarks are things like the Coca-Cola trademark. The Coca-Cola trademark has been a protected trademark since the late 1800s, and it is still protected today. It's protected and as strong as it's ever been before, and therefore that shows you that trademark rights never expire. There's a lot of other trademarks that have been in the marketplace for over 100 years. Things like the Tabasco trademark. One of my favorite trademarks is the Guinness trademark. That's Guinness for beer. And that trademark has a priority date that is actually older than the United States. So it has a priority date that it goes back to beyond 1776 or 1781, whenever the country was formed. And therefore, it just shows you that trademark rights can be hundreds of years old and they never expire. So that's what a trademark, how long a trademark lasts. However, a registration is different. A registration is not necessarily the trademark. It is just kind of registering or certifying that your trademark is now on the USPTO database. And that registration only lasts for 5 years. And then every 10 years from there, you have to renew. So the way it works that if you get your trademark registered, let's say on January 1st, 2025, then your renewal time for the first renewal is in 5 years. So that'll be January 1st, 2030. Then after that, you will be filing every 10 years for registration. Every 10 years, you will be renewing your registration. So a company like Coca-Cola, every 10 years, they file what's called a renewal for their trademark so that it can be re-registered on the trademark office database. Now, you don't have to go through the entire application process if you want to kind of file a renewal, but there are some steps to be taken to show the trademark office that you are making what's called bona fide use of this trademark and that you have the right to renew it. And that's basically how the trademark registration timeline works out. So that is one of the other important aspects of trademark ownership is what's called the duty to police your own trademark. And this essentially means that it's very rare for anybody else to go around and find somebody who's infringing on your trademark. It's essentially your job as the trademark owner to police the market, to look into the market, find infringers, and go after them. Large companies that are prone to being counterfeit do this all the time. For example, a company like Rolex for watches, they monitor the marketplace online very closely so that they can find counterfeits and they can go after them, legally speaking. Before the internet, companies like Rolex would order catalogs, physical catalogs and brochures from other kind of department stores just to monitor and make sure that if any kind of Rolex product is being sold in that catalog, it's an authorized Rolex product coming from them and not a counterfeit. So this is the duty to police and to monitor the marketplace and essentially monitor the marketplace and send a cease and desist letter in the event that you're finding anybody that is infringing on your trademark rights. So essentially, this is the landscape after a trademark has been registered. Keep in mind that you want to add the proper trademark notice, right? You want to put the symbol, the R notice next to it. You now are privy to enhanced remedies and damages in the event of trademark infringement. The rest of the world or the rest of the country is now on notice about your trademark by way of constructive notice. Your trademark will last forever. As long as you're using the trademark in the marketplace, your trademark rights will last forever. However, your trademark renewal time after the certificate of registration has been issued is 5 years and then every 10 years after that. So the first renewal is 5 years and then every 10 years from there. And then you have a duty to monitor your trademark. So you want to make sure that you are setting up some kind of monitoring protocol so that you can watch out for infringers and go after them as fast as you can. So that is essentially post-registration best practices and how to maximize your investment in the trademark after the registration has been issued. I discussed post-registration due diligence in Chapter 10, the final chapter of Tip Top Trademarks, Brand Protection Blueprint for Business. It's now available on Amazon. And make sure that if you are a startup, and Tip Top Trademarks applies to any company that has a brand name that can probably benefit from the information in Tip Top Trademarks. But if you are a startup company, then you can also benefit from the Tip Top Startups, which specifically addresses best practices for launch of a technology startup company. So, and I hope that you find these books very helpful. This is David Nima, the attorney and founder of Tip Top Startups Academy. Make sure to check out our books and follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Tip Top Startups, where we will be posting content on best practices for risk reduction strategies in connection with trademark protection and startup launch due diligence for entrepreneurs. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.